What's going on, guys? Happy Monday. One of the things that I quickly want to cover is what is going on right now. Many of you guys might not know, but in observance to MLK Day, obviously the stock market is closed. NASDAQ futures are not closed. They are actually down a little bit over 1%, and at lows, we're down about 1.5% at the lows. Why are markets dropping? I want to remind you, when the NASDAQ is down 1.1%, that means that the triple leverage ETF TQQQ would be down 3 times as much, right? So over 3 to maybe almost 4% in the red, just based off of what news? The news is what's going on with Trump and his tariffs. He's saying, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace, but can think about what is good and proper for the U.S. Trump is doubling down on Greenland. For those that do not know, there's obviously been a lot of controversy. Some people agreeing with him, some people not. Nonetheless, it really doesn't matter what we think. It's saying that President Trump sent a letter to Norway's prime minister saying that he no longer feels an obligation to think purely on peace because the country decided not to award him the Nobel. I don't know what the specifics behind that is. Trump is saying that this is behind the decision to take control of Greenland. For those that do not know, it's saying that this includes a 10% tariff on Denmark, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, the UK, Netherlands, Finland, beginning February 1st. And these tariffs will increase to 25% on June 1st and will not be lifted until the deal is reached on Greenland. This deal must be complete and a total purchase of Greenland, according to Trump. Trump has expressed his disagreement with allowing Russia and China to gain their influence on Greenland. Because if we don't take Greenland, then Russia and China will. And again, I get it that if you're part of China or you're part of Russia, you're like, well, what Trump is doing is wrong. Obviously, it's wrong on maybe your behalf. But if you're in the United States, why would we ever want someone like Russia or China to take over a country when we obviously can see how weak Greenland is? Nonetheless, it doesn't matter much about the specifics because at the end of the day, people like you and I are never going to decide or really have much of a say when it comes down to that. But why am I talking about this if we deal with the market? Well, based off of this news, the threat, the uncertainty of leveraging tariffs to negotiate a trade deal, this has caused markets to drop. And that is why I'm sharing the news. Again, I truly, I know you don't care about my political preference. I'm not here to overwhelm you with it. And I also don't care about yours. What I'm here to share is that Trump is leveraging tariffs to negotiate and to force these NATO countries to work with him in the purchase of Greenland so Russia and China don't take it. And because of leveraging these tariffs, obviously, there's uncertainty. And when an uncertainty gets injected into the market, markets drop. You guys can see that again. NASDAQ was down 1.5%. And this is, again, in response to what Trump is currently doing. China's first response to President Trump's demand on the U.S. to acquire Greenland is saying that we urge the United States to stop using the so-called China threat as a pretext to pursue selfish interests. Now, again, I really do not care about your opinion about if you think this is right or wrong, because I'm sure you don't care about my opinion. We're not here to talk about opinions on political views. What we're here to talk about is the influence and the impact that these threats have to the market, because that is what the market is reacting to. So if you believe that this is an overreaction, and right now, NASDAQ futures are down. So if NASDAQ futures are down, I want to remind you, that means that the QQQ and everything that follows it, so most likely Amazon, Nvidia, Google, Meta, the list goes on, right? All those big tech companies will most likely open up in the red. And it's not that they have to be super significant, but it's a potential trade opportunity, right? We're all here for the same reason. It's to make money. That's probably why you're watching my channel. So if you believe that this is an overreaction, this is just an empty threat, and you think markets, will recover from this because it's going to be short-lived, then maybe it's a dip buy opportunity, right? Maybe you want to buy the dip once markets do open tomorrow because you believe that markets will regain to being bullish. And I don't see, I wouldn't say that you're wrong because markets have been more bullish than bearish, right? That's what markets have been for almost all of 2025, other than the tariff trade war period where that was like nearly a month. But other than that, markets have been incredibly strong. So this, again, hasn't gotten factored in yet on QQQ. But if we do see a slight retracement and you're bullish on the overall market, hey, I want to plant the seed. I want to present the idea. You guys know that I think markets are overbought, but it doesn't matter what I think. We're all here for the same reason. So if markets do react because of this news in a negative way, then maybe it is a dip buy opportunity. So I want to entertain that. I want to plant that seed for those that think that markets are only going to continue to recover. If you think that this can get worse, and if you think that more leverage, more threats will continue to prolong these tariffs, and if they do get placed on February 1st, then that means there could be more potential selling pressure, which one of two things: either stay cash and wait for more, lucrative deals to present themselves, or if you're an experienced trader and you know how to manage and mitigate risk, it's a potential short opportunity. That's where I kind of come in, right? If markets do begin to sell off and continuously sell off due to the uncertainty, then that is where we can make money as markets continue to drop, especially if the fear continues to get injected into the market. But of course, as they become more oversold, you run the risk of them finding a support and then quickly recovering. As like I said in the earlier part, is markets are more bullish than bearish. So I love talking about this because I really feel like it entertains both sides. If you're incredibly bullish, then great. Markets are bound to pull back based off of this news. It's not if, it's they are down in the red. And because of that, I think it's important to acknowledge it, accept it, and okay, well, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to sit on our hands or buy the dip, right? Or you think things can get worse. So maybe that's why you either stay cash, wait for them to sell off a little bit more, presenting more of a deal, and or you can, if you have the experience, short, which comes at a greater form of risk, but be able to make money as markets actively sell off. I love talking about this because, again, we're all here for the same reason, to make money as markets sell off. And the other thing that I quickly want to talk about is we are one day away. January 20th, tomorrow is the supposed deadline on the 10% credit card interest rate pretty much threat that Trump had to all major credit card providers for a year. So Visa, MasterCard, AXP, Capital One, Bank of America, to list some of the few. Those are going to be a big focus for me this week because a lot of those stocks sold off. They didn't sell off like crazy, but 8 to 10%. But again, 8 to 10% is pretty good, right? Especially if this threat ends up being an empty threat and markets do recover, then guess what? Maybe we can buy the dip on those good quality companies that meet our criteria. And if they do end up recovering, then we can make that 8 to 10%. But if the threat does stick and they are forcing these credit card companies to respect that 10% interest rate for all credit cards for the next 12 months, then maybe more selling pressure can begin to present itself because that will be eating into the actual profits of these publicly traded companies. So again, not a lot to talk about, but decent things to kind of like entertain for this week. We still have the threat of Jerome Powell, who's the head of the Federal Reserve, and markets not liking that Trump, who's the president of the United States, was threatening the integrity and the independence of the Federal Reserve. And then also just what's going on with other countries and see if we pull another Venezuela. So other than that, again, I'll do my part in keeping you guys up to date. I wanted to talk about both sides because I feel like we can clearly entertain for both the bulls and the bears, how we can position ourselves to make money. And again, that's exactly why we are here, right? So let's not pretend like we're not. Other than that, I hope to see you for our live trading session tomorrow. Hope that you have a good MLK day. See you tomorrow at Market Open for our live trading session. And if you want to tune on in, it's the second link in the description down below. You can sign up right now and watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow when the market opens. And yes, it's a one-time payment for lifetime access. We have members that signed up back in 2018 that still watch me trade live today. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.